Hello. So finally, not a stream with a starting soon screen of 10 minutes, or almost 10 minutes. I mean, it's almost 10 minutes, but it's like you know, you know. You get why you get what I mean. And why isn't my it's turned off? The plug socket was turned off, so it wouldn't charge my phone. Okay, I have actual stuff that I want to actually like kind of talk about on stream. And oh no, I haven't I haven't tweeted out that I'm live. Bloody hell. Um, I kind of wanted to stream either earlier or yesterday, but I was doing um, I was recording stuff with Danny and Jem, and then like late last night, and then earlier I was getting stuff like done. I guess I was getting like revision done. Uh, okay, so I'm probably gonna talk about like Crystalized later on. Just so that if anyone has come from the notification, then they have time to see, oh, I'm going to talk about Crystalized later. Yeah. So, we're currently in my house right now. I think I'm going to do a little bit of house parkour. I need to turn my volume up. I'm going to turn it up to like 40-ish% ish. Hey, that's me. You're in this person's good. Most guests. Definitely, I do not have the most guests because I don't have any. I'm the only person in this thing right now. Okay, Parkour Tower. Uh, is my brightness all the way up? Yes. Oh yeah, and I have this cute texture pack on, which basically means, which basically changes the hotbar, if you can see it. Um, if you can see the hearts pink, and also when you have the when I have armor on, I'm gonna turn jukeboxes off. Basically, when I have armor on, it changes it from like the little like iron armor icon to frogs, which I think is really cute. That was the main appeal for me. In this like texture pack that I'm using, and then I have strawberries for the hunger bar, and then this is like then the flowers around on the actual hot bar when I'm highlighting an item. So, okay, so welcome to Parkour Tower. There's the main tower, but there's other games. Have fun, don't forget to leave quickly. So I'm guessing they haven't like finished other games yet. Cooking, cooking, so cooking. And then a new difficulty. I've set the LB. Good luck. Okay. Okay. Weird. I am still. Oh, never mind. Well, this is how. Okay, this is probably just gonna be me dying. So, jump something? What the fuck's on? Is this just like 50 jumps, one rank, 100 ranks equals one prestige? Okay. Okay. One jump Minecraft equals one new jump. Beginner jumper 300 real jumps. Good jumper 800 real jumps. Very good jumper 2000 real jumps. Hyper jumper 5000. Extreme 10,000. God. Finish the map. Okay. Now I have ranks. Oh, we have to have one rank. Okay, so we just gotta jump 50 times, I guess. I thought it was gonna be more like parkour, I guess. But oh well. Yeah. There's literally only one other person other than the owner in this, and obviously the carpenter NPC. We're gonna jump a grade. Oh yeah, we have to have 300 real jumps. That's 20 ranks required. This is gonna take so long. Okay, let's go back. Get some ranks. What do you need? We need 5 ranks from there. So just like keep jumping, I guess. Okay. So, like I said, I wanted to talk about like Crystalized a little bit, about Ninjago Crystalized a little bit. So um, if you haven't um seen it, I don't want to get spoilers until like the full season is out. Then you can just like leave, come back later when it's like fully done, whatever. So, okay, this is gonna be spoilers for Ninjago Crystalized, but yeah. Um, so Harumi is back. If you did not know. Oh, yeah, Harumi is back. If you did not know. And what does that say? 200. Okay. Oh, this is giving us 5 jumps. Okay. So Harumi is back, and I think I don't mind that they brought her back. Actually, I don't mind. I don't mind that really. But for me personally, I think that she should stay a villain. I don't really like the fact that I think I've seen a few things on like either Twitter or Tumblr. I think that's like saying like, oh, she could become like a good person, and if she becomes a good person, then I don't think I would like that because I feel like for me, Harumi works well as a villain. I like Harumi as a villain, and um, I just don't think it'll work out well if they do the whole switch and twist and be like, oh no, she was actually a good person. And then she ends up helping the ninja to get rid of the Crystal Council, despite the fact that she was the one that went and gathered them all. And did I change my screen? Yes, I did. Yeah, she was like the one that went and gathered them all. And it's like, I don't think. I feel like. I feel like if they. I feel like. I feel like if they wanted to like keep her as a villain, I guess. If they wanted to like, if they, I feel like the way they should have done it is that if they either want to keep her as a villain or as a good person, if they wanted to keep her a good person, keep her, have her be a like good person from the start of the season, like her in like the departed realm, like kind of like chilling up with Morrow or whatever, and just like kind of hang and just like, oh, can you help me? And then the Overlord is like collecting people for the Crystal Council, like Asura, Pythor, etc. And then Harumi and Mara are like, oh no, we've got to stop them. Yeah, kind of like, you know how this like that was like that little like switch to like Harumi sees the errors in her ways at the end of season 9, I think it was. At the end of season 9, season 10, she was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die," and then saves like this kid. I feel like if they wanted to keep her a good person, they should have just like kept her dead, but in the departed realm as a ghost, and have the season take place close to like the holiday day depart the stay close to Day of the Departed, the holiday, not the season, because obviously this is years past the season. But yeah, I feel like but I think she might just should just stay as a villain. Let's catch in all these jumps. I have 43, which means I can go over this way and up here. Okay, these are all the top jumps so far. I'm up here. That's top jumps for me. Top real jumps. I'm like third. And top ranks is me third. So I'm gonna try and get decent amount on this. I was gonna do like parkour and then maybe bed wars, but yeah. But yeah, I think Harumi should just stay a villain for the entire season, and then maybe just like either um either have them like upgrade the prison and just keep her there or kill her off. Okay, I can get more rank. If I just go for like the 50, it's like one rank. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just think that she should just stay on. How many? 100 for one rank. Okay. Okay, what else did I? Also, I think the reason I like Harumi as a villain is because she stayed a villain mostly throughout, and that like I don't think she should, and I don't think they didn't have a like. I don't know how to explain it. Wait, how many do we need these again? It was around here that we had to jump up here. Okay, yeah. Fuck. But yeah, I think Remy just should stay a villain. that annoyed me so much that I wasn't up to like 1/400 or whatever. What else do I have? Okay, I made like a list of notes on um Crystalized and what I wanted to talk about for like today's stream, and I'll talk about it in a minute when I've got all these. Okay, yeah. Um, but I need to get all the way to 50 ranks again. But okay. In my notes for the stream, I have mini pick 7, my beloved. So, if you haven't watched episode 16, go and watch it. It's the one. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like it's where. What's it called? Ninjago Crystalized episode 16. What's it called? It's like destroy the monastery or some something along those lines. Oh, I watched. I'm thinking of episode 15 that I watched. I also watched 16, but the one I'm thinking of is episode 15, the fall of the monastery. But basically, I watched that. I think this is also kind of relevant to episode 16 as well. 15. So I'm going to talk about 15 and 16. But basically, Pixel is confirmed that Pixel made her own like mini Pixel like bots, like mini Pixel robots, to like kind of help her with like to like kind of help her with like building stuff, which by the way kind of makes Nia building the um Samex cave all the way back in like season 3, I think it was like 2 or 3, even more impressive because I think she made that all by herself, and even Pixel needs help. But I also kind of wondered, did Nia make her own bots and then they just kind of went out of commission or like were destroyed at like in like the battle in the final battle with the Overlord or whatever. But yeah, I love the mini pick spot. The mini pick spots basically help Pixel. I think I noticed that this. They help Pixel with just stuff, with just like building stuff, and I love them so much. And I feel bad for Pixel because spoilers, but all but I think all but one pick spot like is killed off, and when like the Crystal Council, so Aspera, Vangelis, the mechanic, who also want to talk. Aspera and the mechanic I'm going to talk about later, but yeah, when the Crystal Council come along and like come to take the golden weapons, the pick spots all come out to like fight, and only one survives, which is mini pick 7. And this is really this is interaction that I love. Mainly it's because it's between two characters that don't interact a whole bunch. I think in this season it's like the first time they've interacted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is the first time they've interacted like ever at this point, just because like this is the first time they've ever like spoken to each other on screen, which is Pixel and Skylar. And Skylar's like, oh, I thought you weren't giving them names, and then Pixel's like, well, she is a like Pixel's like, oh, she's like basically like, oh, this one's like the last remaining one. Um, and like, yeah, she's like the last remaining one. So I'm gonna give her a name, obviously. And it's just so. I just love. I just want there to be like more interaction between like the ninja and then the who I'm gonna refer to as like the secondary elemental masters. So this is like all basically the primary into elemental masters who I'm gonna refer to are like the main characters, basically the ones we see throughout the show, which is um Kai and Cole and Zane, those guys. And the secondary ones are like Skylar and like Karloff, ones that come up like every like that come up like every that come up like every couple of seasons, but aren't really like reoccurring characters or like main characters, or like but I feel like they should be. But yeah, I want more interaction with the main characters and Pixel, and like the secondary elements of this. I also just love the expressions of Mini Pix 7 because it's just like so cute, you know. And what else do I have? Aspera decent villain question mark question mark. So originally before Crystalized came out, I didn't really like Aspera too much. I thought her backstory and like plan for revenge was just kind of stupid. I feel like that a lot of Ninjago fans uh didn't. I feel like a lot of Ninjago fans felt that way, that they just didn't like her, that they didn't like her motivations for well, they didn't like her motivations for like being like a villain, I guess. Not to make it up to 50 because it's gonna annoy me if I. But yeah, I think like Asphera is like one of my least. I mean, don't get me wrong, Asphera is still one of my like less least favorite um villains, but she's not too bad. Fuck. Oh well. But I don't think she's too bad per se. Now, I think for me, I have to watch. I'll probably have to watch like the rest of Crystallized to truly get a feel of like how I feel about Aspera. Whether I think she's like an okay villain or that if she's like one of the like one of my least favorite villains. Um. I also thought, why is the mechanic there? Question mark. Blah blah. Um. But yeah, I don't think the mechanic should be like there. Like, I feel like each of the. I feel like wait. Let me get off a picture of the crystal castle real quick. Crystal. Let me just get a general view of them. I know who they are. It's just okay. So have okay. So the people on the crystal council are Mr. F, who was Mr. E, Pythor, Harumi, Vangelis, Astera, and the Mechanic. Um, Now we've got and each villain lines up with a ninja, right? Mr. E, Mr. F fought Zane when he was Mr. E. So he's Zane's villain. Um, Pythor, he was like a whole team enemy, but I would say he's like more of like Lloyd enemy, I guess. And then there's Harumi, who I would say is also who is also a Lloyd villain. Like Pythor is like more of a whole team enemy, but he's like kind of a Lloyd enemy if you get what I'm saying. Like obviously these villains like have like gone after the ninja, but in terms of like spot, but they tend to get like more spotlight and like more screen time with one specific ninja in terms of like fights and stuff than any other. Like with Astera, I would count her as a Kai villain. Despite the fact that her intentions were to get revenge on Wu, she would also probably be a Wu villain, but um she's also a Kai villain because she stole Kai's powers, etc., etc. But yeah, Pythor, I think I don't remember him like um I think he had like the most even distribution in terms of like fights and screen time with a ninja. I mean, he had a little bit more screen time with Lloyd, but I don't know. I can't remember if it was by much or not. I haven't watched the first like two seasons in ages, so I can't remember fully. So correct me if I'm wrong. And then there's Vangelis, who's a Cole villain. He showed up in Cole season. He fought Cole. I don't even remember outside of like the scene where the ninja arrived to Shintaro, and then outside of like Vangelis kind of again like outside of like the ninja arriving to Shintaro and like maybe one or two other like um uh inside of like a few other like very few other scenes. I don't remember Vangelis interacting with the other ninja too much. Oh yeah, that was the I think that was a scene where they were in the caves with the geckos and the months. Then again, there were Vangelis. They didn't even really single out like a single ninja in that scene, other than maybe Cole, I guess. I don't remember. But yeah, he whenever like the other ninja were on scene with Cole, he would address them as a group. But Cole definitely got more screen time with a lot more screen time with Vangelis, so that's why uh, he's a co-villain. And then, like I said, with Aspera, Kai, and Wu villain, and the only one out of these ones that I wouldn't like, there's like no villains that would like connect to Nia, cause like the only one I would connect to Nia, the only ones I would connect to Nia would be Nardakan and um Karma. But even then, I would say Nardakan is more of a J villain than a Nia villain, because I feel like in Skybound Nia played a much more passive role than a like kind of fighting role, I guess. Because I think they were just like trying to figure out what they were doing with her as a character. So obviously Jay with the more experience. I feel like there were more scenes of J fight. I think there were more scenes of J fight in Narcan than Nia fighting Nadakon like 101. I don't think there was. I think there may have been like one scene where I think there was like two scenes, maybe two or three scenes where Nia was like directly only with Nadakon, where it was only Nadakon and Nia. And I think in like two of those, I think there was only one where maybe she got in like to a physical altercation with Nadakon, and even then there was like, and in the like any other scenes where it was like Ninja fighting Nadakon or Jay fighting Nadakon, she was off fighting like one of his crew members, and Kama's dead. I mean, death doesn't really mean anything in Ninjago, but I don't think they're gonna bring. At least from where we are now, it doesn't look like they're planning on bringing Kalma back. If um if Kalma does come back, I will be heavily like surprised because I don't think Kalma would work in this season in Crystalized. But yeah, okay. Moving on, actually getting to talking about the mechanic fast, but because I think for like the last 5 minutes I've just been rambling on about the oven villains. But yeah, why is the mechanic there? Because I think a lot of other people have thought about this, have talked about this as well on like Twitter as well, on like Twitter and TikTok and stuff. But I feel like out of all those villains, the mechanic is such an odd one out. Cause like even with like even with like the ones who I would say are like the one who I'd say is maybe equal in power to the mechanic, which is me, or like somewhat, or who is the closest in power to the mechanic, would be Mr. F. And even then, he got fight scenes with Zane, and I feel like the mechanic, he's just like he's kind of like a misdemeanor in the way in a way that yeah, sure, he's like a side. I feel like he's more of a side villain that makes no sense. Like he's only there to get like the plot moving from A to B. Now I'm not saying the mechanic is necessarily a bad villain. I feel like he's like an okay villain for me, and I think my chair almost just fucking broke. Oh my fucking god. Okay, yeah, my chair is gonna fucking break. I need a new one. Like the back of my chair is gonna break soon. But yeah, I think the mechanic is definitely like one of those villains where it's like he gets a plot moving from A to B, and that's that. He doesn't really have those moments where it's like, oh shit, this is a this is a this is a villain that's going to cause a threat, like, and could always come back in the future and could possibly come back in the future and cause uh cause like something. I mean, the chances are low, but could cause something. Well, the mechanic is like, the side villain gets plot moving from A to B. Like with Mr. F, I think the moment for a lot of people where it's like, oh, he's just not. He could be a dangerous threat if he wasn't destroyed by Garmadon. Like, um, it was the scene where he almost completely like killed off Zane right then and there. Like, I mean, to be fair, deaths for Zayn don't really mean that much because they could just rebuild him, but also rebuilding Zayn takes time, and rebuilding androids take time. Like with like Pixel, it took her being revealed that she was scrapped in season 4 all the way to season 7 to get rebuilt. Maybe even in season 6, maybe like end of season 6. Maybe that's when she got rebuilt, but it was revealed in season 7 that Samurai X was rebuilt, which was revealed later on in the season. I think or maybe in season 8 that it was Pixel. So it took like 3 seasons for Pixel to get rebuilt, and that's like I think in Ninjago like timeline that might be like I don't know, maybe a year. Yeah, like maybe 2 years, maybe a year or two. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the timeline between season 4 and season 7. Maybe one. I'm gonna say 1 to 3 years. Maybe no. I'm gonna say 2 to 3 years because it's gonna maybe 1.5 years to 3 years because it like took like I think it was like a couple months between um 4 and 5, then a few months between like 5 and 6, and then like a few months between 6 and 7. So that's a long time, and obviously we don't know like how long it took them to like how long it took like Chen to rebuild Zane or like Ronin to rebuild Zane at the start of season 4, but that took like. But obviously that's not gonna take like a while because obviously they'd been mourning uh Zane for quite a while because like if you saw like the statue of Zane at like the start of season 4, I think um like Zane like that whole like thing, the whole statue, like the whole top of the statue was like growing moss and had like a ton of bird shit on it, and like so obviously it's like been a while, so obviously it's not gonna take a long time to like rebuild a Nindroid. Even when like in season 7, I think when Zane's voice box got like scrambled, I think that took like half the season, maybe even the whole season up until season 8, and there was a year time gap between 7 and 8. I'm pretty sure it only took to the end of the season, but when his voice box was like all jumbled up, like that still took like quite a while. That took to the end of the season, which was like a few weeks. But I mean, a few weeks is still a while. And so if like in season 8, going back to my original point about Mr. F being a threat, um, like remaking like even like finding the parts and like getting Zane back on track may take like days. Obviously they did like bad stuff in season like 8 than they did in like season um like 7, but still it's gonna take a bit to, or maybe it was season 9, can't remember, but obviously they don't have like a few hours or like a few weeks or like a few days to fix Zane when um you know the sons of Garmadon are up your ass, you know, with like resurrecting Garmadon and shit and trying to take over Ninjago. You get what I mean? Like Mr. F was a threat, and to me, there's no outstanding moments with the mechanic. Maybe like that fight scene at like the start of Prime Empire. That's what I remember. I don't remember that for like the mechanic. I remember it. I remember that fight for the comedic moments of like Lloyd asking what a VCR was, and like that being like a joke of, oh, Lloyd's still like a kid. I don't remember like the fights between the mechanic for the fight with the mechanic and how much of a threat he was. I remember it for the comedic moments. Like the comedic moments and shit. Like even Asphira, who isn't a villain I particularly like, she's still a threat. Like she knows like some sort of magic. Um like I don't know what the magic she was doing in season 6, not season 16, episode 16 of Crystalized was, but I'm pretty sure it was like something to do with the with the golden weapons, which were like, which if she knows a spell on how to activate um the weapons of Spinjitzu, the golden weapons, that still that still makes her somewhat of a threat, because it's like, what if it actually works, And like with um and when she took Kai's powers, the fact that she could do that to anyone and then just like make or like give some aspects to of his power to, the Pyro Vipers, or like make the Pyro Vipers, I don't remember. That still makes her a threat, because she can just like give elemental powers to like her army, anyone from her um species. She could probably give it to you. You know, the mechanic does not feel like that much of a threat. If they were going for a um if they wanted a J villain, they could have somehow brought Nadakan back, or had the Unagami corrupted. Because to me, Unagami and Nadakan were much bigger threats than the mechanic was ever was. Like the mechanic seems like just some I feel like if we applied all these characters to our world, if they were in our world, the mechanic would probably be like, yeah, a medium threat. Like somewhat of a medium threat, somewhat of a threat, but they have bigger threats to attend to, so they just ignore the mechanic. They ignore like Misdemeanor, who I feel like is on the same power level as the mechanic, and they focus on the bigger, and like the law enforcement in our world would focus on the bigger threats like Aspera and Vangelis, rather than focusing on the smaller threats, and focusing all their attention on the mechanic. Like if you put like if I had to put if I had to put like all the Ninjago villains like in a power line, the mechanic would definitely not be at the top. He would be more towards the bottom, because he doesn't have any powers, which isn't always a requirement, but a lot of times it's necessary for power, because you're facing off against power creatures. I mean, like I said, it's not always a requirement, because Mr. E managed to almost complete the kill of Zane without any powers. But then again, he's a ninja with enhanced intelligence. So, and there's that theory going around that Mr. E is actually Echo Zane. So Echo Zane would probably have the same coding as Zane, and therefore know all his moves. So and the mechanic just seems some like random human. who's just going around like stealing stuff. You know what I mean? You actually know what I mean? He just seems like some like petty criminal. He doesn't seem like an actual like threat. So like why is the mechanic on the Crystal Council and not like someone like Narakan? I probably would have like someone believed it if like Narakan was there because if like I don't know, Clutch Powers found the teapot of Tyran and then released him and then like Harumi, like the Overlord and Harumi like knew of Narakan because they know of like every villain that came after them. Like Vangelis, like, you know, um Astera and um and like the mechanic. And why can't they switch out the mechanic for Narakan? Because I feel like Narakan would then be on like a very similar power level to like the rest of the Crystal Council. The mechanic just feels like someone they like. I feels like they didn't know who else to put on the Crystal Council, and they really like needed another member for whatever reason. So they just was like, oh, we have the mechanic. Let's just put him there. I feel like it would have. I don't know. I don't know. I have so many of these just jumps just stacked up. 'Cause I've been ranting about like mechanic and shit. This is gonna take so long. Just to get all these down. I have been ranting about the mechanic. Okay, I'm gonna leave like 100 ranks because I have been ranting about the mechanic for 25 minutes. I'm gonna go over here and get this. Oh, there we go. Wait, can we go up now? Wait, what do we need? 5 prestige is needed. Okay. Welcome to blue. Okay, we need 10 prestiges and 100 prestiges. So we can go over here because we have 24 prestiges. Jump 3? Okay. 100 ranks equals 1 prestige. We can get 2 of those. But yeah, I just don't get why the mechanic is there. He just honestly feels like a filler. Like filler villain on the Crystal Council. And I think the only like reason he was there is to put um just so like um just so that Lloyd could have like a disguise and they could have like sorry how loud that was, but how they could have like how Lloyd could have an easy disguise, like an easy person to like take down, I guess. How many ranks do I need? 100, okay. Okay. I need a lot more than I need to get jumping. Can I get this one already? Okay, very good jumper then. I have like 2 more, I guess. I don't even jump then. Wait, can you just do this? Wait. Yeah, you can just run out without even jumping. Bloody hell. Okay, so I also have something in my notes that says episode 30. Fuck. Let me look out the um let me look up the episode description of the last few episodes. Okay. So we have Roots. Okay, I'm gonna look at the last 3 episodes, which is Roots, which is episode 30, Dragon Farm, which is episode 29, and an issue of Trust, which is episode 28. Okay, Roots, which is episode 30. I'm gonna go with an issue of Trust because that's like episode 28 in it. So the synopsis is the ninja prepare to make their last stand as the Crystal Army closes in, while Lloyd and Garmina take the fight to the Crystal King. So it just seems like you're very like kind of generic, like penultimate, like last, like this is getting real, preparing for the like final battle. This is gonna be the final battle. Okay, Dragon Farm, which is episode 29. Lloyd and Garmadon face the Crystal King as the ninja strike back at the enemy with old allies and new powers. Now I feel like this may like include like the um the secondary elemental masters who I referenced earlier in stream. So that'll be like Karloff, Griffin. I feel like those guys will make a return, and if they don't, then I'll be kind of shocked. Not gonna lie, because if it's like the final season, and then they also have that poster, they also released that art, like that concept, not concept art, that kind of poster art was like everyone, like a ton of people like in the end game, that was like kind of mimicking the end game poster, and that had like, I think that had like every superhero that wasn't already dead in the battle. That wasn't already dead. They put them in the battle, so they had everyone from like Ant-Man to the, what's it called, Dora Milaje, I think, and like Black Panther. They had everyone from Ant-Man to the people from Wakanda. Wakanda. So they had like everyone there. So I feel like if they don't add in they don't add in the like other characters, and I feel like it's just gonna be like a waste of stars. And maybe like their old like serpentine like buddies, I guess. Top fishing catches. I haven't gone out to the bit. Top prestige is 4 million. No, that's not 4 million. Is it 4 million? Yeah, it's 4 million. And then 1,000 prestige. huge. Oh wait, I need 50. I need 46 more, not how much. But yeah. Wait, can't I get this? Whatever this is for free. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh yeah. Okay. Episode uh 30, which is called Boots. The ninja show their true potential and perform a selfless act to save Ninjago from the Crystal King. Now, I have no idea what this could mean. Is this just like the ninja giving up their elemental powers to then stop the evil king, to stop the Crystal King, to stop the Overlord? Is it Lloyd? Is it Lloyd giving up his power and then like the main four ninja, the main five, like Kai, Zane, Cole, and Jay, giving up their powers as well by because their powers were connected to Lloyd's in um season two, season one or two, and like the one of the first few seasons. I don't think it was season three. I think it was season one or two. But one of those seasons. But I mean, but when Lloyd lost his powers in either season 8 or 9, then I don't think the ninja were really affected by it, but maybe their powers were like weaker. I don't exactly remember. I haven't watched season 8 or 9 in about 4 years. I think. I know I watched the only trilogy like about year or two later than everyone else because that's when it came on UK Netflix. But I don't exactly remember like when um I don't exactly remember if that happened a lot. If that happened, if like their powers were weaker. I mean, I don't think they rely on Lloyd that much anymore, but I, I think their powers still get weaker. Or is it like they like sacrifice like themselves? I don't think they'll sacrifice themselves. I don't think they'll give like a complete sacrifice. I don't see Ninjago like actually like straight up killing off its characters. Like actually killing off the characters. I do see them like giving up their powers. Like I said, I don't think them like Ninjago. Ninjago doesn't do very well with permadeaths, so I don't see them killing, just straight up having the ninjas sacrifice themselves. I mean, if that does happen, I feel like it would be a good parallel to Seabound, because it was like, oh, all like Kai and Jay didn't have Nia, like Kai didn't have sister. Now Nia, who I don't think will die. Like there have been a few speculations, like, oh, Nia's gonna die again. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they would have brought her back just to have her die again. I don't think that is. I don't think that was what they would do. Like, I think with. I think with Ninjago they have it where like they have to be in at least one full season, like before they get killed off at the end of in the next one. Like with Garmadon, for example, he was brought back at the end of season. at the end of season two. He was brought to the good side at the end of season two, and he was like the main villain of the first. He was the main villain of like the pilots and like the and season one, and like the majority of season two. He was like the big bad. Other than like the, other than the Overlord, other than the Overlord, he was the villain of season three, and then Garmadon was good in season three, and then he got killed off in at the end of season four, and then Cole stuck around for, and then after Cole's fake out death, they brought him after Cole's like supposed death, they brought him back, and then he's just been here like ever since. My man has just been vibing. But yeah, I don't see them killing off Nia after she did that sacrifice. Like, it just doesn't make sense for Ninjago to sacrifice a character one season and then have her like kill her and then have her be brought back and then killed off in the next. Like I feel like if they're gonna kill anyone off, it's probably gonna be Kyle Lloyd. Let's be honest, because I feel like they're gonna do Kai maybe for like symbolic purposes. Be like, oh, Kai lost his sister, and now, or like if they're gonna kill her, no, actually, if they're gonna kill the ninja, it's gonna be the whole team except for Nia, and then Lloyd, or just Lloyd. For just Lloyd, I feel like it's like kind of an end of an arc battle of the way, cause like he quickly age up, and then he reaches a premature aging, and then he reaches a premature death at the end of this story, at this end of this like whole storyline arc thing. For the whole team, I feel like it's kind of symbolic to be like, oh, they lost Nia, and now they're gonna lose. Now they're gonna lose. Like the ninja lost Nia in Seabound, and now Nia's gonna lose the whole team. 500 seeds for one whip seed. We need 200 seeds there, one grape seed. Yeah, what's this? Do we just fish? But yeah, I don't see them killing off Nia. Like, I feel like if they're gonna kill off a character, it's gonna be like Lloyd, like a main, like Lloyd being like the main character, the main man of the entire like show. I don't think I don't fully believe that they're gonna kill off like the whole entire team though, or like anyone of the team. I feel like they're gonna maybe kill off one character, and or they're gonna have them sacrifice their elemental powers. also, like, I've seen a few people be like, "Oh, Ninjago's ending." No, it's not. Like, this current storyline is ending. Like, the Overlord like arc from like the kind of Overlord arc and like the Overlord arc and like from seasons 1 to Crystalized, from like right from the pilots to Crystalized. They're ending that storyline, but Ninjago as a brand is gonna like continue on, I guess. Like I feel like okay, so for what I kind of want for this new series, I want to either be focused around the old Elemental Masters and maybe the Serpentine War. So that would be like Maya, Lilith, Ray. I always wanted to know more about like the parents and grandparents of the Spin Jitsu Masters we have now. That is in like show form. It isn't just focused. That's in like show form, and like it's actually canon. Not like with Amber Legacy, where I think it's like, oh, it might be canon, it might not be. It's up to viewer interpretation. Or like with the Gamera comics, where it's like takes place between it takes place between season 10 and Crystalized. No, 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 no. It's like it takes place where like maybe before the Serpentine War, because that's like as far back as we know for like the current Elemental Masters. Maybe when Cole was maybe when Cole was a kid, maybe that's like the furthest we know of like Lily at least, or like when the current Elemental Masters were kids. We don't actually know like when like each we don't actually know when each Elemental Master was born and like whether the Serpentine War happened before or like after that, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, how much is this sell? Okay, that sounds like a decent amount. I'm just gonna keep looking though. How much PCs do I have? Okay, I need 200 prestige. 1,000 ranks equals 10 prestige. Okay, I'm gonna just keep jumping then. It's just like easier. Oh, I need to sell this popcorn. Can I not sell it? Okay. I'm just gonna keep jumping then. But yeah, I kind of want it to be like pre-Serpentine War. Maybe like the ancestors of the like current Spin Jitsu Masters, current Elemental Masters. Or maybe it's like the senseis, so like Garmadon, Wu, Yang. You know, and like maybe about the first Ninjitsu master. Maybe have like a family. Have like a like first Ninjitsu master, Garmadon, Wu, and then have Yang as like a reoccurring character, and then like the and then like they're growing up, and eventually we get to them training, like Lily and Maya and Ray, and then eventually they grow up, and then Wu and Garmadon, and then training are in like the beginning state, and then it ends of them like meeting of like, and then it ends on Garmadon becoming evil, and then Wu training, our ninja, that ninja we grew to know and love. Or maybe it could be like I said, pre-Serpentine War. Maybe it could focus on the parents we don't know a whole lot about. Maybe like Jay's biological mother. Maybe Lily. Um, which we don't know a whole lot about the parents, but I feel like Maya and Ray are gonna get a whole lot of screen time. It may get a little bit more screen time in Crystalized. So maybe have it in like the new series. Have it like the parents of like Gravis and Shade. The parents of like the other Elemental Masters. See how it goes from there. What did I say? Oh, 1,000 ranks. Oh, I have 200 prestige now. Or maybe it can be like Ninja's childhood, I guess. Oh, I don't have 500 real jumps. 5,000 real jumps. Why isn't it giving me like jump 4 or whatever? I don't know. Okay, I'm probably gonna maybe try and get up to there. And we need fat 1,000 GP to the end of the thing. End of the, like this one here. Oh fuck. Why don't we go here? I think. But yeah, or maybe like we have it set on like the other elemental masters, the secondary elemental masters. So like Balobo and Gravis and Jacob and like Skylar. Have it on those because like we don't know a whole lot about them. Like we get season 4 where they introduce the other elemental masters. We have season 9 where some of the elemental masters come back, but not all of them. And then we have a few other seasons where Skylar makes a return, like season 6, and she made a she came in and Crystalized, but I feel like she made a more recent return. She made a return between 9 and Crystalized. I just can't remember if she did or not. Maybe she just made a background appearance, maybe. This is gonna annoy me. I'm gonna look it up. Skylar Ninjago. This is gonna annoy me so much. What seasons did she appear in? I'm pretty sure she did. Okay, she was in the funeral scene. Not the funeral, the memorial scene of um Seabound. And she's also in March of the Oni as well. That's what I was thinking of. She was in March of the Oni, which is season 10. She was in season. She made an appearance in season 10 as well. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. Season 10. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about right now. But I might just get this next rank and then maybe end stream. Because that's really all I wanted to talk about. I only really wanted to talk about like Ninjago. Okay. We've got Hyper Jumper. So I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the stream. I think I might play Sims maybe an hour or so. Hour or two. So, okay, let's see what actually I hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I think I shall see you guys Friday. Yeah, Friday. And bye, guys.